Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming at you with another video. So, I'm gonna get into some Laker ranting right now. So if you don't want to hear it, this ain't the video for you, because I've been on that tip a lot as it pertains to the Lakers, and I got a feeling this one's going to trigger me a little bit. So I've just got to listen to Trevor Lane, Laker correspondent, his announcement in regards to the roster, and the Lakers are going to be starting Dwight Howard for the foreseeable future at center, which is a good thing. I like that choice. However, what was also reported was that the Los Angeles Lakers are going to be removing DJ and Dwight from playing from. Well, let me word this correctly. DJ and Dwight will not be playing in the same game at all. It's going to be pick one or the other, and then from there, we'll be running small ball lineups. That's what's wrong with our team. We'll see. We'll see. It's one of those situations where I want to rant and scream about how we can't seem to rebound the ball at all, like I always do. I always refer to the fact that we usually go small down the stretch of games and end up getting repeated offensive rebounds to the other team, giving repeated offensive rebounds to the other team, and we also have trouble on our own glass as well, leaving us with one possession when we don't really have the greatest offense to begin with. Now, we have worked out some of those issues with Russell Westbrook kind of penetrating the defense more and getting to the line and finishing and all those good things a little more. It's kind of opened up some things for everybody else, and that's really been helpful. But small ball lineups with our roster, they do not work at all, offensively or defensively. We are a bad team, and it's because we go small. We have our success when we go big, when we have someone to accompany AD to help him rebound. Now, that has been my point of view. That's been my observation in watching the team. I'm going to see if that is the case going forward with these roster changes, because at the end of the day, I definitely believe the Lakers are going to continue to struggle because of this decision to go small, more so than go with a traditional center at all times, given that we have such fantastic complementary shooters, but they're not so good at being defensive. It's so important to have rim protection, and when you don't have rim protection, your rim's not protected. You end up giving up shots. You end up having issues. So, from what was said, LeBron James is going to be playing some center. It's an awful decision, terrible decision, in my opinion. I've seen him try to play the center with our team. Of course, LeBron on the offensive end can run any position at any time, but going up against true centers in the NBA, he's not going to have success. AD's not going to really have success against those real centers. I've always looked at LeBron James as a player who was naturally a three, who was put in the 4 position and excelled at the 4 position, but he was always a natural 3 in my mind. I look at AD as a natural 4, through and through. You can play him in small ball lineups if you want to, and occasionally it's a good thing to do. You can exploit his ability to beat centers, but when it's time to box out on the other end, or when it's kind of box out on the offensive glass, he gets pushed around. Sometimes he gets beat to those matchups, etc., etc. I just think that will continue to be the case, and ultimately we're going to need to fire our coach in order for us to start having success out there, because the decisions and the buttons that he's been pressing, I just don't think are ultimately going to be enough to make us what we want to be. And this is case in point. This is like an example of that. It's like I look and I see what's wrong, and then he's literally adjusting to further reinforce what's not working for our team. And with our schedule now at this point going to be the most difficult schedule left in the NBA, I have no reason to be optimistic that we're going to be able to reach our goal without changes, drastic ones. So that's what I've been saying the whole time, and at this point, I'm just now looking forward to being wrong. Obviously, as a fan, I want to root for my team, and I think, you hope you're proven wrong. You hope they go out there and run those small ball lineups. And although I do not think I'm wrong about them rebounding the ball, I'm hopeful that maybe they found some things out offensively that maybe they hadn't shown yet, and that's the optimism you hope for. But to be completely honest with you, punting the rebounding category is not a recipe for success for this Los Angeles Lakers franchise. Not this season, because we're already bad defensively. So now you're saying you want to punt the boards too? I don't know how you win games that way, Frank. I don't know how you do that, brother. You know, I've had different tones when I've addressed in this camera, Frank Vogel, because I've thought high of him at certain times, low of him at certain times. But right now, I'm just saying, man, you are playing a dangerous game with your tenure here, because I'm looking at what's going on down there, and I'm saying you're essentially telling me, as a Laker fan, we're gonna continue to lose purposefully. That's what you're saying to me, because this small ball lineup stuff, to my eyes, it doesn't work. It is the problem, and when we go bigger, oh boy, do we see things turn around, But as long as we're continuing to try to run these fours as fives, and these threes as fives and fours, you just don't have enough athleticism in other areas defensively to make any of that work for you. It's that simple. So I expect for us to continue to struggle. I mean, obviously we're on a winning streak right now against two bad teams, but now we got two pretty solid teams. Got a Clipper game coming up and then a Boston game coming up, both in our arena, both Laker floor games. If for the Clipper game, that's a Laker floor game, but I just don't know. I'd imagine in the Clipper game, Zubats is gonna really have a good time down there. When Dwight sits down, it's going to be about their bigs, him and Hartenstein. I'd expect them to have pretty big games, to be completely honest with you. So we'll see. I mean, obviously we got Jason Tatum to deal with in Boston. So hey, you want to go small? Go small. We'll see how that works out, man. But I think I know how that plays out. So yeah, fire Frank Vogel. I'm gonna say until they do it. That's that, man. My name's BDF44. Thank you all for watching. I'm out.